Hey traders, John Howell here. Hope you guys are doing well. It's a fantastic Saturday here today and I want to do a quick video for you to help you out, and then I'm on and off my way. So I want to teach you a powerful chart reading technique that you can use, or charting technique that you can use to help you put the odds on your side. So let's get straight into it. Anything I just say in this video is general advice only. In fact, it's not even advice. I'm educating you to help you become a much better trader. There's an area, right? Trading systems, money management, trade management, self-management that goes into becoming a good trader. This is just educating you to put it into the arsenal of you becoming a much better trader. Make sense? All right, guys. So if you guys are interested in joining a training event with me, then there's the first link in the description. Click on that. We can go straight over and you can join me on my next training event. All right, fantastic. Let's get straight into this education. This education has to do with these three moving averages. Now, these three moving averages are nothing. They're nothing special. They're 52, 20, and a 9. And I'm using a daily chart right now, but you can use any time frame you want. Now, a 52 is like a 2 month, because there's roughly what's that, 60 days. There's roughly, so this is roughly, the 52 is like roughly a 2 month moving average. The 20 is like a 1 month moving average, and the 9 is like a weekly moving average. You know what I mean? So one thing that I have found that really has helped me when picking really good high probability setups is looking at the moving averages. So for example, if we go back to here, right? If we go back to here, firstly, we can see, right, there's a lot of things we can do with trend analysis, but this is just one simple technique we can start using today to start helping us become a much better trader. When we start to see the moving averages, start to get twined like this here, that means there's no momentum in the markets. Therefore, you want to stay away from that. And when you start to see the moving averages starting to fan out and start to separate, what does that mean? There is momentum in the markets, as you can see here, right? As the moving averages are tight together and they're very, very close together, they're not really trending, they're just doing that. Guess what? No one's in control and there's no momentum in the markets. So what you want to do is you want to start to wait for, as you can see, the moving averages starting to fan out, and then that's actually where you can actually get into some really nice setups. If you're looking for an entry signal, we'd want to try and hop on momentum, and as you can see, using the moving averages, bam, bam, and bam, you can see that we actually have you can see here that we actually have a awesome, what's the word I'm trying to use? What we're trying to do is we're trying to see where momentum is, right? When there's momentum, when there's a 2 month, a 1 month, and a 1 week momentum, all pointing in the right direction, in that one direction, we have a high probability chance that the trade we're getting into is likely to be a good trade. Make sense? So I'll give you an example of a few trades here that I recently took. So I'll show you this one right here. So this was actually one right here, DHI. Let me show you this here. Firstly, what did I see? I actually saw, what did I see? Or let me delete everything off the screen. Firstly, that I saw, we actually had a real big, strong support and resistance level here. And then I saw the market break out. I'm not going to get into the full details here of the system, but if I open up my charts, as you can see here, right, look at these moving averages. Look at them, they're starting to separate, and they're all, as you can see, right, they're all starting to point up through there. So there, right there, I got into it, bought an option, and the very next day did basically that. Woo. The very next day did that. So I got in right there. And as you can see, to me, this was like a breakout trade. Now, there's a lot of things that actually happen within this trade. I wouldn't say just get in on every breakout. I had a lot of things like volume. There was a pattern here as well too. I'm not going to get into it. But there was, I'm just trying to show you an example of how the use moving averages can be a really good part of the trading system. And you can see here, I got in here and the very next day shot up. And the options I got into gave me this was like a 55% return on the actual option as well too. I'll give you another example of a trade that I took. This one was actually right here as well too, right? Now it doesn't look like much, but this one here was another one as well, right? I saw this one. We had a nice downtrend. The market was stepping down. We had a few small bars, a nice breakout bar, and there's a lot of things that I was looking at here. But one thing I want you to show you, right? Again, this is some recent trades I've taken. moving averages down, 52's pointing down, the 20's pointing down, the 9's pointing down. There's all separate moving averages in there. Obviously, we have the overall long-term trend pointing down, which is a big thing there. Overall trend pointing down, we're actually coming down through here and stuff like that. And so I got into this day right here. Okay, so I got into this day right here, and I literally got out the very next day. Now, that doesn't look like much. That really doesn't look like much, does it? But guess what? Because the move went from there to there, again, it doesn't look like much actually on this screen. From there to there, it actually wasn't much. But guess what happened with my option? My option went up. I'm pretty sure it was around about 40 to 50%. I got out the next day. That's all I'm after. A really good short move on my option, and then bam, guess what? I'm out. I'm there. I entered there. And then very next day, I'm out with a really nice profit, and then I'm waiting for another setup. And that's all it takes, right? It's just waiting for really good setups, get in, get out fast with some really good profit, move on and do it again and again and again and again. And that's what we're trying to do, right? That's what we're trying to do on that. I'll show you another setup here. This one here was BOBE. I will show you. I will show you this one right here. So this one here was actually right here. This one was actually quite lucky. I got into here, like right there on the breakout. Look at the moving averages, all pointing up, all separated. Obviously, we have the overall trend up. What actually happened is I held on to this, and this was actually very, very, very lucky for me. I held on to this, and I actually bought it there, and then when the market took off through there, I actually got out. I didn't realize, but I actually got out up here. I got out that from there to there. It doesn't look like much, but that was 140% return on my option. 140%, right? So you can see the moving averages separating. Again, guys, I'm not saying the moving average is the be all and end all, but I'm saying by using the moving averages, we can start to build momentum behind us with the actual trade. Obviously, I had a lot of other things with trend analysis, support resistance. I was looking at the bars, looking at the volume. There's a lot more that goes into just using them. I'm not saying just use the moving average. But as you can see, that ran up through there. Now, again, I was very, very lucky, very, very lucky, because the very next day we actually got this big smack down through there. I think it was a news announcement, something like that. So, anyway, so that's actually one of the trades there, guys, and as you can see, what's happened ever since. So, so I wanted to share that technique with you guys. And I wanted to share, this is just me writing down notes saying, notice how this and so on and so forth. You can see I write a lot of things on my screen here. So anyway, that's actually just a few things there, guys, that a few trades that I can think of here. Here was another one. I actually got into Amazon. This one here was this one right here. So the moving averages weren't quite separated, but there was a big long-term trend up, the breaking of resistance. Again, a lot of things happening, volume, stuff like that. We started to get a separator of moving averages, and we started to get a nice run from there. And then I picked up a few days here. I think it was a nice 50 or 60% profit of the option and stuff like that. This one here is a bit closer, but as you can see, guys, right, when we're actually looking at that, and when we're looking at the volume is very, very, very key. Makes sense? So let me see if I can in the last one here, guys. Last example I'll show you of an example of a trade. There we go through there. So right, so you can see what's actually happening. The market's come down through here. We've got, again, there's a lot more that actually went into this setup. But as you can see, the 9's faring out, 20 is there, 52, all starting to point up, getting a nice close above resistance, and you can see what's happened ever since then. It actually kept going up. No, I did not get into this one here. That's the reason why I can't tell you any percent. But as you can see, it actually did run up. I actually missed this one, but I printed out. Even if I miss it, I still print it out and I still look at it. So there we go, guys. This is as an example of what the moving averages, these three moving averages, when you start to get them fanning out and you start to get a good quality setup with that happening, there's momentum, right? Remember I said before, when you've got the 1 month, when you got the 2 month, you've got the 1 month and the 1 week momentum all in your direction. You've got massive momentum in your direction. Makes sense? And use the moving averages for momentum. So anyway, guys, hope you like that out. Again, if you like to get a live or if you like to get a training event from me, if you like to hop on my next training event, first link in the description, click on that, come over and join me on my next training event. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.